How are you when you like cut or tear skin?
It's a bit 50-50. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, oh, this is nothing, and then
Yeah.
I'll just look at it and I'm like, it makes me feel sick, like, because it's like
Fair.
the idea that it's like inside my body.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing the inside, like
Yeah.
you're not supposed to see that.
Nah.
Yeah.
Feels nasty, or like the fact that if I touch it, I'll be touching like my flesh.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should say who it was, but you'll know who it is. I was talking to someone who said they, as part of their like university thing, had to see, or not had to, but had the opportunity to see a knee replacement. And the way that they were describing it was,
Bro.
like even the second-hand description of it made me feel like physically ill.
I think I know why, but go on.
Yeah, so, well, there's two parts of it. One was like the vivid description of like what's actually happened and the sawing and the slicing. But then second was the way that they described like the reckless abandon of the surgeon, where they're describing like a surgery where you think this is going to be like super precise. Like, this is going to be like a
Turn him a bit.
He said basically to start off, they just got the scalpel and it's a knee, it's a human first and foremost, and then they just go boom, boom, boom. They're ripping and throwing, and like there's bits of just soft tissue flying across the room, just zipping across the room. Man, landed on your lip or something, just fucking.
Like, we wouldn't be that messy with art. Like if you were making a human out of clay or something, you'd be more gentle. And they're just like,
boom, boom. Man, he said they just got the patella, got the kneecap, just threw it to the side, just fucking bam.
don't need that. Put that in a bowl. Dung. Disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah, that makes me feel ill. And then they also said, okay, maybe that's too much information to give. They were like calling the person, like the patient on the table. They said something that you can't put them out. You can't use like general anesthetic. You have to use like localized anesthetic, or they gave them an epidural or something, because I'm going to be making this up. I'm not sure if it's fully 100% true, but something along the lines of the general anesthetic would have some sort of reaction with whatever things that they use to like fuse the knee replacement in place. So instead of putting the person out, they just like kind of local anesthetic, numb everything in the lower body while they go. So you're technically awake. I believe you have like headphones and stuff on, because I don't think you want to be hearing the buzzsaw go, man, the wet.
Yeah, it's like it's wet, but then they're sawing the dry bone.
Yeah, that's horrific. Anyway, the person's still awake, but apparently they had to use like an inflatable tourniquet or something to like kind of stop or slow down the bleeding. But the person was like, oh, don't even bother with this fatty, like they're too big. Oh, the person is there. The person's not even out, man.
They're like half dreaming, they're kind of high on whatever. They're like,
insane.
and he's like,
insane. Man.
Like looking up, you're not going to remember this.
That's absolutely cooked.
No way.
Like you would hope that, and I'm sure they're not all like that, but man, I've heard some stories about surgeons just being proper wankers.
Rock and roll, man.
So anyway,
Cowboys.
So stuff like that. The idea of having to go get a major surgery, keep that.
The anesthetic thing.
Yeah.
The anesthetic thing. Some brain surgeries they keep you awake. Like what? I actually don't.
What?
I can't remember from learning about it how they numb you enough to do that.
To be able to work on your brain.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like they can see what's happening to you while they do something to your like squidgy little meatball.
Yeah, they see if you start screaming, crying.
They see can you like keep talking or whatever.
What?
Yeah. Or do you start saying gibberish? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just start drooling.
Yeah, you just go,
oh no, that's the wrong part.
that was the wrong. Cut the red one. Yeah.
When did they stop doing lobotomies? Like the spike in the eye. When did they stop doing that?
I love the diagram of that. You just have like the human, it's just like spike.
Yeah, man, if you're a little bit like,
Disgusting.
they just didn't like it. Like if you just had a bit of a quirky personality, I know the solution. Let's fucking hammer a spike in his head.
So, like, I'm going to say this uneducated in medicine, but I'm pretty sure if they need to, they can still go through your eye socket. If it's like much better. I could be wrong in saying that. Yeah, or like you might get a lobectomy and stuff.
What's that?
Where they like take some out of your brain.
Oh my god, how? Do they have to cut open the skull?
Yeah.
They have to bullsaw
They scoop. carve away. But that's so we were only talking about it last night. Myself, my sister, and her fiance. If you're having seizures,
Yeah.
and it's not due to like epilepsy or some diagnosis of like a disease that you have, it's almost like a hardwire issues thing is the way the analogy I'd use, where it's like there's wires just misfiring. So it's like we don't currently have a solution other than remove those wires. Like they've gotten pretty good at localizing it though.
Yeah.
That like they can take out a very minuscule part. 'Cause it's only like it might be a couple neurons, but then it causes like a bigger issue.
Big.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And then eye surgery, like being awake while they're operating on your eye.
Why are you awake?
How can you do that?
Yeah.
How can you do that? Man, I can't even like put an eye drop in. You try to put an eye drop in and you're like, you close your eye as soon as it gets close. What?
I'm gonna screenshot that.
What? Oh, like that.
Yeah, you're right though. Man, contacts people who put contacts in? No. And then
Let
apparently
alone-
a contact can go to the back of your eye.
Let
Do you
alone
know
like
that?
an injection in your... Oh, contact can go to the back?
Yeah.
That's horrific.
Imagine you had a few back there. When you look, you can feel them crunch or whatever when you move your eyeball.
Goodness.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, an injection in the eye.
How are you going to see a needle coming out your eye? Like?
And go.
Yeah, just take
You gotta
it.
be asleep. But you can't be.
Yeah. So anyway, surgeries, please stay away from me.
Yeah.
Touch wood. I don't need either. Have you had to have any major surgery? Have you ever broken a bone or anything?
I think I might have fractured my... Is it ulna?
Radius and ulna.
Yeah. I was making sure I wasn't giving me one of my lower limb ones. When I was younger, I don't think I needed surgery. Got a camera up though. So to see for that.
Yeah. I think that all that
It's pretty small. Yeah.
No. I was meaning that whole world of getting like procedures like that scares me.
It is mad, isn't it?
Yeah,
And then
scary.
some people are just in there
Yeah.
like a subscription.
And
they're like a hobby.
Subscription is
Yeah.
crazy.
It's tough.
Yeah, I would be just trying to avoid that at all costs.
Man, I'm going to be honest, I don't even like the needle for bloods.
Yeah. How many times have you had your bloods done?
Maybe 4, 5,
Yeah.
handful.
I got it done for the first time, like that few months ago. Because the girl who was doing it was like, "How are you when you get your bloods done?" And I was like, "I don't know.
We're going
Let's
to find out.
And she's like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Never had it before." She's like, "How old are you?" I was like, 24. She's like, "How have you never had your bloods done?" I was like, "I don't know.
I'm healthy.
Yeah, I don't really get sick or anything."
Yeah, why do people get their bloods done typically? Like a health checkup where they're
Yeah.
looking for something.
Yeah. That's what I would think. Like, I haven't had a reason to.
Yeah.
I actually don't. Okay. Yeah, like I barely, maybe one time a year I'll get like a cold or something, like a kind of a flu-y thing. And that's about it.
Same.
So I just haven't had to deal with that, thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully.
And hopefully it stays off as long as possible.
Yeah. Are you going to get your bloods done
Yeah.
again?
I was thinking I'm going to get it done probably when I'm like 83 kilos. So probably a month or so. Have Malta coming up next week. So that will probably be a bit of a spanner in the works, managing food. I'll just aim to like maintain and guesstimate food as best as possible while I'm away. And then probably a month or so after I get back, then I'll push the deficit further, try to get down to like 83 kilos, and then maybe have a little bit of a period at maintenance just so kind of hormones and stuff can level out and my test isn't like in the bin or something from being in energy restriction for so long.
The empty canisters.
And then I'll get it done. It's probably a month or two.
Awesome.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it compares. Took my like blood pressure recently, and even significantly better than when I was nearly like 100 kilos.
Okay.
Can't remember the exact numbers, but it was like, yeah, it was way better. So, yeah, I think part of me was thinking I might even reach out to the place that does the bloods to fucking get Co Blackwood, like, so that I can try like push it and promote it, because we've had a few people reach out to me to be like, where did you get them done? Because I would be interested in doing it for myself, and I think it would be valuable to encourage more people to get it done. Just so you can be on top of your like general health, as opposed to, because I know I did it anyway. I'm not going to speak for anyone else, but I know I was coping hard with, but I like lift weights, so that's going to make me healthy, or that like BMI is stupid because it doesn't factor in when you lift weights, and I'm like 35% body fat. Yeah, man, BMI is so good. It says I'm morbidly obese, but like I go to the gym 6 times a week. Yes, you're also 35% body fat. Like that's, yeah. I was coping hard with that one. So I would like to encourage that, or like just plant the seed for other people that maybe being a little bit more health conscious would be something that's worthwhile. Because I know it was the case for me seeing other people do it, but I was like, that just seems like scary to go get that done. I've never had my bloods done before. I don't want to. I don't know, the idea of someone going in and taking my blood out.
Yeah, maybe my point of like I don't even like that was I didn't mean it's not even a big deal.
Yeah.
I was saying that's the least of medical
invasive,
procedures, and I still am a big fan.
Yeah.
But like everyone can do it. Yeah.
But you think it's worse than it is.
Yeah.
The thought of it is worse than it is. You're
definitely.
like, oh, to go in and then you have to get a needle and then they take your blood out, and that's kind of weird. So I remember seeing that and I was like, oh, I know it's something I'll do eventually, but it doesn't feel like super pressing right now. And also I don't really want to know what it says because I believe that the results will not be in my favor because I'm overweight.
Man, how come you haven't posted like pics of
Side by side?
Yeah.
I will. Because I'm going to be getting leaner.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'll just wait until it's like a more drastic change.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I will. Because I have tons of photos from when I was like peak thickness. Like peak, like chunky Andrew.
Yeah. So do I.
Peak thickness. There was one of the Brazilian guys that we're like friends with from the competition, say last year's Worlds, sent me like a reel of like a fat guy dancing, and he was like, "This was Fat Andrew at the banquet," and I was like, "Yeah,
damn, bro."
I was like,
I've gone from big Andrew to fat Andrew.
I was like, fair. I was like, you could say it now that I'm like leaner. That's
damn,
crazy.
dude.
That's crazy.
Were you like that?
Generally, some people just have like no like filter.
Yeah.
Do you ever talk to people from other countries?
Yeah.
They're just zero filter. They just say what is on their mind, which you wouldn't say here. Like I'm not sending one of the boys being like, this was you when you were fat, bro.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was funny. But yeah, I think I will reach out to them and be like, yo, give me a discount code for the boys because they're expensive. Like in the place that I got it done anyway, it's pretty expensive. Now it's like very comprehensive, the service that you get and the insight that you get, but still spending.
There's different like tiers of expenses there.
Yeah. So there's like there's one that's like the most comprehensive like general health checkup that you can get, and I think you get 2 tests in it, but it's like €400. The one I got was around like 200, and it's like very comprehensive. It's kind of geared more towards like the athlete side of things.
Yeah.
So performance metrics of sorts, or things that would be particularly relevant for us, our demographic. Yeah. So I'll reach out to them before I go for my next one anyway, and I'll make some videos around it just to give some insight into the process because I didn't know what to expect either. Like you book in for this place. I haven't been in that like environment really ever before, so what it involves, but you just walk in, you're like, "Hi, I'm Andrew," and they're like, "Okay, chill, sit here for 5 minutes," and then someone comes in, they call you, and they're like, "Stand here so I can get your height and get your metrics," and then you just sit in a thing. They pop the needle in, they take a couple of vials, and then they go, "See you later," and then you get an email 3 days later. So it's just like it's so chill, but the information that you get back from it is very useful, I think.
Especially if you're going back now.
Yeah.
Like
to then compare, like
But you could definitely ask them.
Yeah.
Ask them to like meet with someone there.
Yeah.
Who would you even ask? Manager or the
someone high up in the company. Probably. I was talking to someone who had like I don't know why they have to get their bloods done every 2 weeks, presumably something medical, but they're saying they have to get it done every 2 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah. So if they can get it done every 2 weeks, I can get it done twice a year.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What are you looking for, man?
Yeah.
It's like it's still there, dude.
Yeah.
You're not running out of water, bro.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. A month or two, I'll go back, get it done again, show everyone what's going on inside my body.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. Cool.
How are you getting on? What's the story?
Good.
Yeah.
Blood's done. Yeah. I don't know what's the equivalent for me. What is going on? Yeah, I'm just still in the interim period. It feels like it's interesting reflecting on. I think we discussed it last night or the night before.
Yeah.
being in a period where you're not in direct. I don't know. Like all my life up to this point, I've been attending a predetermined course,
framework system.
yeah, a framework, and then I'm not in one. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even if I start something, I still won't be in one. The only thing that I could really be in one for is if once I like become accepted to a course, like a doctorate program, and then I do it. But until then, it's completely up to me what I do. Now, there's like a stereotypical pathway that people follow. So I've said it before on the pod even, but it's now around this week, next week, once I have a chance just to sit down. Like I was kind of saying to you, things have just been like non-stop for some reason, but next week I'll like carve out some hours, kind of start scheduling my week, because the last while I haven't had to schedule anything. So I just know I know I have so much time that I will train and I will do the things I need to do with extra chilling time. But now I recognize that just until I carve out a few hours, it won't happen. Because I will just do something that I have to do, true, but because I haven't like scheduled it or planned it, it's not gonna happen. So I'll sit down and kind of start to map out pathways, or at least look at destinations and what are the pathways to them. Are there like mutual pathways that I don't have to make a decision until later for two things or whatever? Probably. And then start talking to some people. I think that'll be useful. My sister knows a lot of people who've done like similar things and have occupations that are of similar ideas to what I want to do, or have done doctorates that I want to do. And I could just talk to them about their experience, what they liked, didn't like, if they would change anything, what advice they have based on their experience. So I'll start doing that, reaching out to people. Then reach out to people I like don't have a connection to as well. See, can I reach out to companies that I think have cool values or do cool things, and see, do they have room to talk? See what I can learn, whatever it is. Put together some ideas and then look at what I'd like to do in the new year, probably.
Hell yeah, bro. Yeah. It's funny hearing that like there is no like pathway ahead. I just have to like forge my own pathway now. I just have to like figure stuff out myself, instead of you're like walking down a highway, you're like bushwhacking. You're in the bush, you try to carve your own path now.
Yeah, literally,
there's no clear next step. You have to create it for yourself. You have to like map the route yourself and then create it. It's funny.
I know this is slightly off, but well, I was going to use it as the analogy, but then it's an idea full stop. Is imagine going on holidays like 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Dude, you landed and you were just like, what's going on?
Man, my grandparents cycling across Europe. How the fuck do you plan that? How do you plan that?
No phone.
Like, and he was talking about like people getting lost. How do you find your boy? Like, if you find them? Or if you all take the wrong route, you actually you have to ask someone. How do we get to? Yeah. See, he's like, there's times where you get to the destination, like the planned destination. You're like, missing. Where's John? And they're like, last saw him 40 kilometers ago. And you're like, what do you do now? He could be like, if you did the maths of like in a radius, he could have gone 40k in any direction. How do you contact them? I don't know. I actually need to ask that. Like, how did they... Walkie-talkies don't have a distance like that today. How did they find people? Pigeon. Smoke signals. Legit. Or like, wait in the local pub until someone rings the phone. It's like, is that John? Yeah. Crazy. Wow. We have it so good now. Yeah, we do. And Google Maps for everything. Google Maps is crazy. Without Google Maps. What? Fucking... Like, my granddad knows just how to get around. He knows how to get to a place in Cork. Like. Wow. Like that whole thing about like London taxi drivers. They have to do like a 4-year course. Learning literally like every street in London. London, like a huge city. Like the back of their hand. And it's not blocks either. It's the windy roads and uncoordinated roads. And then Uber comes along like with Google Maps. And then just anyone. If you have a driver's license, you're good. And some people still read Google Maps poorly though. Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, it's funny now you're having to pave your way. Yeah. Trying to do so, I can feel a pressure. And obviously there are natural pressures and
desires more so. Pressure comes with a negative connotation.
Yeah.
Desires and outcomes that I want and outcomes that other people know I can achieve or set up for myself or whatever. But it's like I feel a small bit of rising negative pressure, almost like judgment on myself of, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's the uncertainty as well. Made by the uncertainty is the small bit of judgment of,
Yeah.
I don't really know what it is. Should I be doing something right now?
Oh, brother.
I don't know.
Was it last podcast that we talked about this? I'll give you the Getting Things Done by David Allen book. When you read a bit of David Allen with the two first names.
Yeah.
When you read a bit of my boys. When you read a bit of my boys' framework.
Yeah.
I think that would be that'd be helpful. Because it's tough. I think I've talked about it like a few times as well. When you just work for yourself, trying to figure out like what I should be doing right now. And there's kind of always something that you could be doing.
Yeah.
So there's always this almost sense of guilt or pressure that if I'm not doing something right now, I'm like slacking off, or I'm like, should I be doing more? Is there something like, should I be further ahead?
Yeah.
Am I doing the right things right now? That kind of second guessing or pressure.
I'm like toying with a concept I haven't really like put into words, but it's like it is also okay to not be doing anything. It's like we have like trained ourselves a little bit because we know we can do so much that when you're not,
you're slacking, or you're
lazy, or you're not doing something. And a close friend of mine, we've been talking about this for years because he brought it up ages ago, of when he watches a movie or something, he feels like guilty because he could be working. And I think at the time we broke it down simply, like we understood why he felt like that based on a bunch of conversation. We also said that, you know, you have like X amount capacity to do work. You can increase it. Some people have way more than others, you know, based on how good they've gotten at managing their time and their energy levels and everything like this. You have like X amount of resources in your mind and energy resources and things like that to do work during a day. So you might notice, or like for me, I might notice when I'm, say, exam time, is like you can hit like 2 days really hard where you're going like excessive amounts of study and it's like I'm flying. But then the Wednesday after Monday, Tuesday, you're like, why can't I do anything? And it feels as though you've actually used up the resources you have. So it's like in a week you might have, I don't know how many hours of possible work. Well, a lot of people work 40. Let's say you have X. Let's say it's 40 for one person. Once they hit the 40, if they start to do all the 40 at the start of the week, they start to slow down later.
It's that old chestnut. It's like crash dieting. It's like you eat like 1,000 calories for 2 days,
and you're like, oh my God,
you're killing it.
Yeah.
And then you burn out and you can't adhere to it.
Yeah.
It's like an unsustainable workout.
Yeah, absolutely.
That old chestnut.
Yeah. So I think I proposed that maybe planning that, like, he does his work and then he also has like planned
leisure time,
time, because it is actually necessary, because not only does he not have any more resources, but he can recharge his resources by through the leisure time.
That's a really interesting idea. I like that a lot. And kind of similar, I said to you this morning, like, we normally record these podcasts a little bit earlier. I had the sleep in of all sleep ins today. Probably got like 10.5 hours sleep last night.
Nice.
Because, and I think I said it in the last podcast or the one before that like I keep waking up like early, like with ideas. I'll wake up at like 6 a.m. and I'll have an idea and I'm like, well, I'm like somewhat conscious and awake now, so I might as well just start work. Like I can't fall back asleep, so I'm just going to start now and then I'll work, and I would feel fine. Compared to the days where like powerlifting performance was number one priority, I would never, like, if I knew that I was getting any less than 8 hours sleep, I would just force myself to stay in bed until I got the required amount of hours. But now that I was like, okay, performance isn't as like high priority right now, I'll just get up and work because I can still function fine. Like I don't feel physically tired. It's not like I'm going to be in the gym and I'm going to like lose 5 kilos off my top single because I got up early. So I would do that, I would work. But then I would say over the last like week, I started to notice that I was experiencing like more not like, how do I word this in a way that conveys it? Because I feel like it sounds a certain way when I say it. I would experience more like negative thoughts. That sounds kind of like an extreme statement, but I just mean my perception of little things was more skewed towards negative than it would be normally. So say like in traffic, I would find myself like more irritable about the traffic. And I'm like, I normally don't care. I'm normally super chill. Or I'm like posting something and I'm like way overthinking the wording of the post. And I'm like, normally I don't get caught up in kind of silly stuff like this. Or like my creativity was way down. I found that I wasn't like experiencing as many new ideas. And I was like, that's kind of weird, because for like weeks prior to this, I would like, as I'm going throughout my day, I'm like making these kind of connections between topics, or I'm reflecting a lot. Whereas it kind of started to feel like I was just kind of on autopilot throughout my day. Like I was just ticking off tasks rather than being like as present as normal. And I was like, okay. I can notice and identify these feelings that are a little bit off the normal. What could be contributing to this? And the sleep was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Where if I look back, I'm consistently getting probably like 6 hours sleep. And it's funny how like tangible that difference is in my like psychological view of the world. Like my whole perception of what's going on around me is noticeably different. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make a concerted effort to get more sleep, which I have been doing. If I wake up where I would have gotten up before, because I'm like, it's 6 a.m, I might as well just get up now, I will force myself to stay in bed.
Yeah.
And like just do like breathing things. Like just try center myself and focus on my breathing again, as opposed to like running down these spirals of different thoughts of things that I could do in the day. Just try make myself relax. I heard a thing before where it was kind of like, if you just stay still and stop wriggling about, it could be, you're not going to get like the full restorative experience of like being asleep, but at least it'll be as close to it as possible. If you're just not, do you know, if you're wriggling around and you're thinking a load of stuff, like you're not asleep and you're not really resting either. Just try put yourself in as much of a resting state as you can. So I do that, and then 30 minutes later I would fall asleep. I get an extra 1 or 2 hours sleep, and then I wake up. And it's like I have this like vigor. I have this like, I'm ready to start the day and I'm excited to start the day. Whereas before I was getting up and I would still feel tired and I was not excited to start the day. And I was like, I have to do these things. And I had that general negative perception from the get-go. And then you don't just like magically shake that off throughout the day. Whereas now when I'm waking up, I'm like, I'm ready to get after it. I want to get after it. So it's funny the difference that can make. So trying to consciously plan for more of that rest and relaxation and restorative time, as well as the time that you're actually grafting and putting in work and trying to move yourself forward.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Have you ever experienced like sleep procrastination? And I think I've heard it conceptualized before as like, I'm going to use this word, but I don't know if this is the word the person used. I don't even know if this is a thing anyway. But it was like revenge sleep procrastination or something. And it was like because you felt like you didn't get a chance to do certain things that you like to do during the day, you do it at night and procrastinate your sleep.
Yeah, give me more.
That's like
I get the concept.
It's like you're getting back at the world for not being able to watch the show you like, or even whatever it is, read the book or eat the food, or talk to the friends or watch the videos or scroll or whatever it is. And it's like, now I can do it. No, I'm not going to sleep. It's like, I'll wake up later and all this, or you don't wake up, you can't wake up later because you have responsibilities, and you get up and then it's like a loop of, then you feel worse, then you want this time even more. Whereas I've felt that before a lot. Whereas it's hard to kind of break the cycle and then decide that it is actually better to be asleep, and it leads to like a more positive mood. Kind of like the feelings of like anhedonia, apathy, all those like that sound, all the words that kind of bundle into like depressive symptoms. They occur in conjunction with like a lack of sleep, and can cause a lack of sleep, but you have to do one or the other. And sleep feels actionable, that you could start to wind down a little bit earlier and start to maybe make a plan for the next day, that you plan out some leisure time so that, okay, I'm okay sleeping earlier now, because maybe that's not an issue for many people, but I notice myself is like, oh, well, I want to do this, or I want to see this person, or I want to do, okay, plan to do those things at an appropriate time over the next few days so that you don't need your revenge now or something, and you can go to sleep
Yeah.
and your body will thank you for it and you'll be happier. And not only will you be more energized and happier and kind of more separated, even just slowly from these like depressive symptoms, then you can still engage in the activities you want, and then it's like this positive relationship between what time you're falling asleep and the things you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, you like fucking pinpricked an idea in my head around that, and I wonder how many people are in that cycle of not getting enough sleep, feeling kind of shitty throughout the day, but that's all that they know. Like they've never been in a position where they've got like good sleep, and they've felt how good that feels. And we've explored it in the sense that I don't really like drinking because I have like the baseline of having everything dialed in and feeling really good day to day. So when I'm hungover, like the gap in how I feel is so stark. I feel grateful in the sense that I've experienced so much time where my sleep is dialed in, that when I'm experiencing these negative emotions, that I know this is different from my baseline. When I'm starting to have those like negative emotions or perceptions of the world around me, I'm like, I don't believe this is my usual self. So I know how to address it. It's like I've seen the light of how good you can feel day to day when you have these things dialed in. And I wonder if people had even just a week where they slept enough, they got like 8-9 hours sleep a night, and they saw how good that felt, how much more motivated or inspired they would be to create more of their life around that environment. Whereas when you haven't seen it, you can hear people talk about it, but if you haven't experienced that, like, it's going to be like over the top, but like that euphoria of how you feel when you're actually excited to get after the day in the morning, because you have slept enough, how good that feels. You want to chase that more. You want to create more of your life around that experience. Where, if it's like once you've seen the light, like you can't go back. When you know how good it feels to do that, why would you want to sacrifice sleep? Why would you want to put yourself in a position where you know you're going to feel worse? Similarly, I look at like the social media use. Having removed myself from that for enough times, like for enough time where I've seen how good it felt not engaging in those behaviors, I don't want to go back. It's like once you've seen the light, you never want to engage in that stuff that you know is more harmful for you. Again, at least that's my own experience. Or say working with clients where they've had a string of a few days where they got 9 hours sleep and they're like, I feel like Superman. Like, once you've experienced it, then you want to cultivate that more and more and more. It's like a positive feedback loop. You want to get more of that. But I think so many people are in a cycle where it's just the normal to feel low on sleep. You stay up late watching a show or scrolling. You get 6 hours sleep, you get up, you go to work, you feel like shit all day, you take a load of caffeine to get yourself through it, then you have a crash in the evening, and then you want to get that revenge where you've spent your whole day doing stuff that you don't really like.
And you were tired doing it,
compounded,
so it felt worse.
Exactly. So then you want to stay up later again, and then it feeds into that cycle. And how do you break it? I've heard it like kind of discussed before, that just like one day, just set an alarm that is an hour or 2 hours earlier than you would normally get up. Even if you're not going to bed earlier, you're going to feel like shit that day. You're going to feel so tired that day that you will have to go to bed earlier, and then keep that alarm for the next day, and then you get up, and then after a week you are starting to shift your kind of your body clock and your circadian rhythm back towards like an earlier wake time and then an earlier bedtime and so on and so forth. But then it circles back to even that idea of like the digital minimalism and kind of reducing the amount of time and energy that we're giving to these screens, because I think screen time is probably one of the biggest culprits for like affecting sleep. I'm trying to think of like other activities that you would be doing that would impact it.
I don't want to know, no.
For the most part, like probably related to screens or like watching a show or scrolling on social media. If that's why I'm going so hard on that like digital minimalism idea of like kind of pulling that back, reading a book, like how much more prepared you are to fall asleep when you've been engaging in that rather than watching a show right up until I don't know if you would have this, I don't believe so, but I was driving like through my estate yesterday evening, and you know the way like you can just see into the like the houses and stuff, there was like an upstairs bedroom where you could just see, because it was dark outside, you could see the light of a TV in the bedroom. And I was like, fuck, that would be so difficult to cultivate an environment to like get good quality sleep with a TV in the bedroom. That'd be, because you can be watching something right up until you go to sleep.
Yeah.
How are you going to like switch off?
Yeah.
If it's 11 p.m, you're watching your favorite show, you're into the show, you're like wanting to see what's next.
Yeah.
The show is a well-designed show that leaves you with a cliffhanger at the end, so you want to know what the next episode is.
Yeah.
How the hell are you going to switch that off? The blue light and everything hitting your eyes. How are you going to expect yourself to fall asleep at any reasonable time after that? That's just an environment that's almost like setting you up for difficulty, I would imagine.
I agree, yeah. I agree. Now, obviously, like, people have their phones, or some people bring their iPad, laptop, whatever to bed. But you're right. I'd say, man, it's you're saying so much and we're saying so much. It actually is so much, and there's so much more around getting good sleep. And then it's also probably quite individualized as well. Like, as you were talking, I was then thinking, like, we're pushing for more sleep. Some people sleep too much. And, like, that's like a circumstance of a very depressive circumstance as well, where they don't want to be awake. They don't want to be out of bed. So, like, I understand that not everyone is falling in the exact same problems, or like I might have experienced that like kind of revenge situation or sleep procrastination, where I don't know if you experienced that as such.
Yeah,
Like
I would have experienced that
Okay,
too.
okay. But just like everybody's experience of sleep, I understand is different, and what makes it hard to go to sleep for everyone might be a little bit different. Like, I'm saying it helps when I plan out my leisure time for tomorrow, but maybe someone is dealing with something that they can't stop thinking about or whatever, and or I've been there too. We've all been there. So it's like, I guess what we're saying is to prioritize getting the right amount of sleep and then work backwards. Okay, so how could it be possible to get that? But I do think getting more sleep is actionable, but maybe there's other things that you need to action in addition to trying to get your bedtime right. Like that, like having the screen in your room, or if you find like you're chronically using your phone when you go to bed, maybe leave it out of your bedroom. I've never actually done that, but it's like there's maybe actions you can take, and look at this for the smallest action, as we always say, that you could go to start improving your sleep. Maybe it's not an all or nothing. The waking up earlier is a great intervention. If you find yourself not tired or something, if you need to actually start your circadian rhythm, kicking it back a little bit. That when you said that, I started to think of Huberman, and I actually haven't been listening to him really at all, but I know some of the main things he says are like the light in the morning helps you wake up and helps kind of set that rhythm off, because that rhythm then is associated with so many other rhythms of kind of productions and on and off switches and stuff, on and off switches, on and off dials, should I say, of things being turned back and forth. Do you ever do that? Like, I can imagine it being tough going out and without your phone, just like being in and almost looking towards the sun in the morning. But if you were someone who you were then super tired when you got up, I will say get out of bed, because it feels so shit. When you wake up early and you stay in bed, it actually feels worse than getting out of bed.
Do not go on your phone. I swear to God, if I can like have
that's revenge. It's revenge. You're
like first thing in the morning, if what you open up is your like phone or social media, oh my God. You're cooked. You're cooked from the beginning of the day. I would find when I changed that habit, that was probably one of the most significant things. Because I was doing that. I started delaying the time I would look at my phone longer and longer and longer before I did the whole like social media detox for the 6 months and whatever. I had already kind of established, okay, I'm not going to look at my phone for like the first 10 minutes when I wake up. Because I find when I do that, if I check my notifications and then go for like a quick scroll in the morning, I then put my phone down and my brain is just like mush. It's just like a haze of, what do I need to do now? I need to like get up and kind of go about my day, but I'm thinking about 50 things that I just immediately saw. I was just exposed to like 1 million people on the internet. First of all, I don't think we're meant to be exposed to that anyway. Like our brain, up until however many years ago, 50 years ago, like we did not have a concept of being exposed to so many inputs. So that, first and foremost, I just don't think is good for us. But that first thing in the morning, before you've had the opportunity to like enact anything in your day. So what I would do is delay that first use of my phone do a bit of journaling, plan the day ahead. So I had a bit of direction. And then once life hits you and distracts you, which is inevitable throughout the day, you're going to get pulled in different directions. At least I could go back to the planner of the things that I want to get done. Yeah. So when you inevitably get distracted, at least when you had a clear head, you made a plan for what you needed to do. And then I started delaying that more and more. And then you start to get even more clarity throughout the day, even more clear headspace. I just think going on your phone first thing when you wake up was one of the most like detrimental habits that I had to my headspace for myself. I won't speak for you. I'll just tell you my experience. And I would imagine that my experience would probably correlate to a lot of other people's experience.
Yeah.
Go on your phone first thing in the morning, please. I'm begging you. If you do anything, push that habit back a little bit. And then you're also saying that leave your phone outside of the bedroom. When I was traveling in Australia, I was staying with like family friends, where there was a guy who used to do that. He'd plug his phone in the kitchen and then like go to bed. And I was like, that's insane. Well, that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. I'd never been exposed to that in my life. I was like, how the hell do you do that? And he didn't have social media. And I was like, what? He's like a 26-year-old guy. He doesn't have. I was like, what are you doing? How can you operate like that? Meanwhile, he like works in real estate. He has like 5 properties that he owns and things like that. And he's out doing shit in the world and being successful and enjoying his life. And he's all happy and he spends loads of time with his friends in real life. And I was like, oh my God. That was something that was inconceivable to me. Yeah. And then I suppose that planted the seed. And then gradually I started experimenting with it a little bit with my own behaviors, kind of like the smallest intervention that was feasible for me to make. And then that transitions into 6 months of me not using it myself. So I hope, even if the things that we talk about feel far away or don't feel actionable, that maybe it plants the seed for something that you can experiment with a little bit down the line for yourself. Maybe it's the smallest intervention that you could make. And maybe it's not now. Maybe it just sits in the back of your mind for a few months and then you try it. I think that's the case for a lot of like information and ideas that you come across. It might not be the time to do it right now. Same with getting your bloods done. But if you're exposing yourself to these ideas consistently, then perhaps when it's time that it's suitable and appropriate for you, you may act on it.
Yeah. Yep. So naughty.
Belched.
So naughty.
Yeah.
What else was I going to say on that? There was, on your line there, trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Lateral eye movements, like bringing your eyes left and right. And so 2 things. One thing I noticed I was doing was when I go to settle in bed, I don't know if you notice this about yourself, but I find myself taking like a huge breath. And it like takes so long to fill up, and I notice like my lungs go to capacity, and it's a huge exhale, and then I'm like so relaxed, and it's like then I'm in position to sleep. And then Huberman started talking about like the double breath or whatever, and it's like the quickest, most accessible way to physiologically affect your mental state, and it's like such a calming thing to do to get that second breath. It like sets off some, autonomic response. To like calm down almost. To calm down. So I do that. But and then long exhales. So a long exhale requires a big breath as well. But just doing those things when you're trying to fall asleep, when you kind of feel like you're kind of buzzing. Then I will say, if it's a case that you're running through thoughts, do write them down. Get them out of there.
I have a few thoughts on this. One of them is the breathing. Breathing seems to be just like the go-to. It's that idea of how like our thoughts can influence our physiology, but like controlling our physiology can also influence like our thoughts and what's going on upstairs. So doing something like mechanical, like controlling your breathing, does have like that reverse impact on our autonomic nervous system and whatnot. Where focusing on your breathing, that like box breathing, like 4 seconds in, hold it for 4 seconds, breathe out 4 seconds, hold that for 4 seconds. That whole idea, amazing. That's something that I would definitely go to. But then also, as you said, if there's a bunch of thoughts going around your mind, 2 things that I've been leaning into is just let them. Where I would experience this thing if I wasn't able to fall asleep. You're kind of stressed that you're not tired and you're not falling asleep. And then you're thinking about not falling asleep, and then you're going into the cycle of thinking about not falling asleep, and then you're making yourself less tired, and you're going around in that, and you're kind of stressing yourself out about not getting enough sleep. An idea, I can't remember where I heard it, and I don't know how useful it is, but I enjoy it myself, is like my body will sleep when it's appropriate to sleep, kind of. There's certain things that I can encourage myself more towards sleep, but like if I'm trying to just think myself into fall asleep, it's not going to happen. So kind of releasing that control a little bit when it is appropriate. If I'm not feeling super tired right now, like say when I wake up at 6 a.m. and I feel awake, not trying to force myself to go back to sleep instantly. Just knowing if I keep providing the environment that eventually it will happen.
Yeah.
Don't stress myself out that I'm not feeling super tired right now. Just try and encourage that environment. But then there's also a really useful frame or concept that I came to about when like my mind would be racing with thoughts. It was from the lens of like meditation. And I kind of view those times where I can't fall asleep as like meditation now, where the description of this was, if you imagine like when you're going throughout your life, all these experiences and things that happen to you are kind of like stockpiling in the back of your mind, like your email inbox, like these kind of memories and ideas and thoughts and things that are racing is just an like inbox of 100, 1,000 thoughts and ideas that we have. And when we're lying down and we're like these things are popping up, so often we distract ourselves from that. When you're going throughout the day, you scroll, you talk, you're busy, so you're not like confronting or dealing with these thoughts that are coming up. Allowing the thoughts to come and allowing yourself to think through them in that time where you have nothing else to do but confront it. You're not distracting yourself. You're allowing yourself to kind of open and work through and process them and think through whatever is coming at you. Embracing that a little bit, not trying to distract or like run away from that and saying, okay, I'm awake now, so let me just fill my time with a distraction or some form of work. Allowing yourself to actually just sit alone with your thoughts and deal with anything that comes up. And how, if you do that for long enough, I think what the person said to do was give yourself an hour a day over 30 days to just sit with your thoughts and see what pops up. See all of the emails that get opened and just sit with them, like process them a little bit. Eventually, once you have thought through everything that comes up, you start to get that, like, you almost have worked through everything. You get to like email inbox like empty. Just like all of those thoughts, you've at least confronted them one time and they may be cyclical, they may come back up again, but you have faced it. So whatever that was in the back of your mind is no longer as consuming. It's no longer as stressful. It's much easier to move past it when it comes up because you've already spent the time dealing with it. So I like using that time where my mind is racing. I'm like, okay, there's obviously stuff on my mind that would be beneficial for me to think through and process right now. Let me just sit with the thoughts until the thoughts go away. Because eventually they will. Eventually you will have thought yourself around and around in circles where you're like, okay, I feel like I've dealt with a lot of the stuff that I need to. Oh, I'm kind of getting a little bit sleepy now. And then I fall asleep. Yeah. So not trying to kind of run away or distract yourself from thoughts that come up. Allow yourself to sit with thoughts.
Yeah.
I like that. So if there's a time where I can't sleep and I'm just in bed, I almost view it as like meditation time, where I get to clear my mind of anything that may be lingering, anything that I experience throughout the day that is like popping up and run around. Let it run around until I reach that inbox empty. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you running around and running away from your thoughts is like almost like the stress of physically running away from something. That like stressful kind of fight or flight response of like, okay, well, like you said, that like loop, that negative loop of, oh, now I'm not falling asleep and I'm not tired, and oh, but that thing that's stressing me out, oh, I just can't think about that right now, I don't have time and I've no solution to that. It's like you're I also find for like very stressful thoughts, your brain is like a very condensed version of what you could look at if you like let it all out through conversation or through writing it down. So in that moment, yeah, when you are fighting it and you're like pushing it back, you're in this like high stress environment that isn't made for sleep. But if you can calm down and face the thoughts that can't hurt you right now anyway.
We talked about this yesterday, the day before, whatever it was. I can't remember the exact context of the experiment, but it was some form of experiment where people were just left in an empty room with like no no stimulus. They were just left alone with their own thoughts, but they were given like a button that was connected with something to give them an electric shock, and they were just left in there for 30 minutes, and whatever the situation of the experiment was, a disproportionate amount of people would continually press the button to give themselves a shock, to give them some form of stimulus, so that they didn't just have to sit there with nothing, no input, sitting there with their own thoughts. So people would rather electrocute themselves than just sit with their own thoughts on average. There was some person that they said like shocked himself like 500 times in the 30 minutes. Like, what is going on in his head?
Well, where's the electrode?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll look it up. We'll explore it fully. But on average, people would rather seemingly electrocute themselves than just sit with their thoughts with no input.
Well, there's two things to that. One is there could be a lot of people who don't want to face their thoughts, and there's thoughts that we have that are rather uncomfortable and leave us in an uncomfortable position. But also, it kind of just speaks to us being humans and wired in a way that we do always want to be doing something.
Yeah.
And it isn't particularly enjoyable to be doing nothing.
Or it could be, I love doing nothing. I love that time now where I'm just in my own thoughts. It's like that Buddhism mental, man, I think I'm going to go to like a monastery or something. I don't know if it's actually called a monastery. I was reading Jay Shetty's book.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to Jay Shetty.
Yeah.
I love Jay Shetty. I have consumed like some of his content before, but now I'm a big Jay Shetty guy now. He has a book, Think Like a Monk. I don't know it's not called like a monastery, but it's the closest thing. I can't remember the word that he used for it. But where the monks go, man, beautiful. I love that whole ideology, big time ideology. I'm a big time monk guy now. Yeah, beautiful.
Monkey.
I love that, and I now love the times where I am just with my thoughts. That is some of the most like peaceful, kind of happy, content times that I have now.
Nice.
And I think that absolutely can be the case when you have perhaps reached the inbox empty. And I know that's maybe such a simplified outlook of it, and people have things that they're dealing with and whatnot. But I would say being like if you can get to a stage where you're not looking for distraction all the time and you can be content just existing and being with your thoughts, that's like,
it is good.
that's euphoria. That's nirvana or something.
That's like you saying I was looking for distraction. That's what I was saying was, if your thoughts aren't inherently negative, it might not be distraction. It's like, I would rather sit here and watch a show that I like than sit here and look at the fireplace.
Why?
Because I enjoy watching it.
Yeah. Could you learn to enjoy looking at the fireplace?
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Why not?
Boring. Like that. Like that's what I mean.
Why is it boring?
Because we're not wired to do nothing.
It's
like, but now this is just like a inconsequential. Like, you're deciding that it's better to sit with your own thoughts.
I'm not deciding it's better. I'm just deciding it could be a good thing.
It could be a good thing.
Because let's imagine like 10,000 years ago, before we had a show to watch.
Sit with someone.
What we're doing, yeah,
is definitely one. Because when I was like running through that, like, okay, I don't want to sit doing nothing, but sat with someone is a big one. I think social time is definitely like you almost don't need anything other than another person.
So are we hardwired to always want a stimulus, or is that conditioning from the modern environment? That's what I would bring it back to. Because I would not necessarily think we are hardwired for that. I would say we're probably more so conditioned for that, and then maybe that influences our wiring. Because they talk about now the shortening attention span due to all the stimulus that we're being conditioned with, this ever shortening 6 second fucking.
You're right about conditioning, and I wouldn't say hardwired. Not hardwired to need stimulus, but hardwired to respond to stimulus. Okay, like we just have we're always responding to everything around us, or everything in our head.
Perhaps the philosophical debate is that overstimulus more harmful than beneficial? And I would probably err on the side of now I'm considering potentially. I wouldn't say yes or no, but I would consider if people could be more content with less stimulus, that they could perhaps reach a more content psychological state.
I think the reason I agree is because it is probably more often than not, like probably much more often than not, the case that it is an avoidance or revenge, kind of whatever term we use. It is a way of almost feeling bad in return. It's like you're looking to feel good in the immediate so that you don't feel bad about something that you could maybe face in a different way. Now, I think we said this a few episodes ago, how like every time we say something we keep giving it nuance. I know there's situations where they are so horrible that it might be a case that, like, let's say you lose someone, you're grieving, is like there's a lot of dealing with that to do, but it's okay if you want to distract yourself from there's going to be a balance of distraction and facing. So I'm not just like throwing these ideas.
I know, man. It's fucking. It's hard when you say something and then like, okay, say it's on video, like that's there forever. But there is, like, when you say something one time, it's not as though that's the only thought you have in the situation. So then as you say something, you are trying to stress test that in your mind of proving yourself why what you're about to say is wrong, and think of any hole in the argument that you're about to make anytime. It's tricky to do that. But yeah, 100%. I agree very much with what you said there. And you can make a point, but we still see the nuance of the other side and how it can be a bigger picture.
And do you notice ever, if you're in like an interpersonal debate or argument, I associate it with arguments because it's like the other person's trying to win or something. I'm very happy to answer a question, like a hypothetical, that's like, that, let's say they ask you to ignore nuanced situations, so they give you one hypothetical. I'm happy to answer something that sounds bad. And then they use it as ammunition. It's like, no, you actually asked me, this very specific thing, and I know how it sounds. Or like when, playing devil's advocate for something is like, I'm very happy to play devil's advocate. I'm not adopting it, or nor am I saying this is how I live my life, but in their situation, in this, I can see how this happened. People don't like
to do that. It's more comforting to have like a closed loop, or to have a black and white.
Yeah, to have a black and white, have that certainty.
But because I would also agree, as you said, yes, it's more entertaining to watch a show than look at the fireplace for an hour. I agree with that. But then I wonder, could it be a nicer... Is there utility? Is there utility in learning to find the beauty in looking at the fireplace for an hour? Now, I'm sure people are looking at it and you can, woo-woo, whatever, like, sack it off. But that's where I am right now. I'm learning to, I'm trying to learn to see the beauty in that, like, minimalism. Can you be more content with less? That's maybe where I'm at now.
I'm seeing it because I can see the value in leaning that way to pull yourself out of the opposite. Like, the opposite is what's 99% of people are in right now, which is like every waking second is not only distraction, but it's actually a choice between things that you could want to do want to do, or should want to do for your health, well-being overall, whatever that encompasses, for something that is, after this 30 seconds, meaningless. And it would be such a saving point to be able to face mundane tasks that are now made shit because
it doesn't live up to this hyper
intense
stimulation. Because it is enjoyable. Like, it is, like, your brain likes it. That's why you keep, like, going back to it. It's enjoyable somewhat in the short term that you are engaging with the behavior.
But then the net outcome of the day is negative then. Even though you, like, it's like fucking chocolate or something.
I was going to say, when you can correlate it with food, you can, like, overindulge on super hyper palatable, calorie dense foods that taste yum while you're eating it, but then the net effect is maybe not in line with the goals or the life or the lifestyle that you would want to be living. And it is enjoyable. No one's going to say chocolate isn't tasty or donuts aren't tasty, but it's, can our, like, conscious mind beforehand make a decision of the overall values that we have and steer us in a direction of what will be most in line with that. In Jay Shetty's book, he's talking about, like, that environmental control somewhat, how you make your conscious mind kind of steers the ship a little bit. Like a monk is not going to spend time in a strip club where you're going to be in that environment of temptation. Like your conscious mind is going to steer you in the direction that you want to go with your overall values, essentially. You're not going to put yourself in the position to succumb to whatever like emotions or like impulses that you have on a daily basis of, I want to just watch something that's convenient right now. Can you take like a step back overview of where do I want to be in X amount of time? What is going to be the most fulfilling life for me to live? Can I take steps each day that are in that direction? And not just go throughout the day and be pulled in whatever direction you kind of feel like right now for short-term pleasure. It's almost like such a cliched topic that like foregoing short-term pleasure for long-term gain. But it's like a universal thing. You could talk about it in infinitely because it's always going to be there.
Omnipresent.
Yeah. It's
In
always going to
every
be something
society.
that you deal with.
Yeah.
It's part of the human experience.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
And that's why it's that's why we can even have a conversation on it. It's because it is everyone.
It's always going to be there.
It's everyone.
And even if you think you know it now, you're gonna like fall for that at some stage.
Or the people around you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The people close to you, friends, family, whatever.
And you're just everyone's always gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. Yeah. More and more I'm coming to that like idea that so much of the human experience it just goes in cycles and cycles and cycles, and there are these like just universal experiences and themes that you just face over and over and over and over again, and everyone does face them and everyone will face them in their lifetime essentially, and it's just revisiting those ideas perhaps in a new context with a new like frame,
New skin.
yeah.
It's like movies where you can set them in like almost any time and tell the exact same story.
Yeah.
Because it always makes sense so long as it's based around like the human experience.
Yeah. How many movies are the same storyline if you condense it? It's just slightly different context. There's a book that I want to read. I think it's something like The Hero with 1,000 Faces or something like that. So whoever knows the book will be like, you got the title completely wrong. But it's it's a book essentially about the hero's journey. And it is like the framework that basically all these producers and like movie companies like Disney and Pixar, they all use this framework for essentially every movie. I want to read that one next.
It's like an archetype.
Yeah.
Is that a Jungian thing that he made? Or he basically broke down, I'm actually not going to get into it because I thought it was something. And then when the lecture kept going, I was like, what?
Maybe it's not.
The way it was not what I thought it was going to be. But it was like, in some capacity, like you can almost break down these like archetypes that people will look at and like understand people through, and like obviously the hero being the center point of nearly every story. It's like not only superheroes. It's like this can be like a romance story, and there's still a hero in the story.
Fascinating.
Yeah,
because I remember when we were starting to record the podcast, it was like, I don't want to like repeat stuff. And then I realized life is just repeating stuff.
Life is
like you were just going to be repeating stuff over and over and over again, just revisiting it again in slightly different skins, different context. Similarly, I think I said about like the Jocko podcast.
Yeah.
I must have watched 200 plus episodes of the Jocko podcast, and they're all like 2-3 hours long.
Man,
and he just
4 sometimes. Yeah.
He's saying the same shit over and over and over again. He gets questions at the end of the thing, and it's almost always the same answer. It's just a different context of the question, and repeat over and over and over again, and it still has like utility. You just need to be exposed to ideas continually. I remember, and we've talked about it on this before. I feel like we keep saying that now, like how we've talked about it before. But that idea of, I heard it used with religion, how like every Sunday or however often the different like religions pray, you go back to this one book and you repeat this whatever chapter or situation. You keep going back to the same thing to expose yourself to those ideas and values and concepts over and over and over again over a whole lifetime. So to think, and I'm finding it with the books that I'm reading, to think you just like read a book once and it's one and done, and you've like acquired and accumulated the knowledge, and now the whole rest of your life is going to be perfect and rosy in the garden, is not the case. Like we need constant, continual reminders. And that's, say, the content that I'm putting out, like the friendly reminder that. The reason I do that is because these are just reminders that we need to be hit with over and over and over again. And even myself, like you face a new challenge. You just need to revisit these old truths that you knew before, but encourage yourself to apply them again in this new situation. And that just happens. A word I've been coming up against in a lot of books is like in perpetuity. I think that's how they say it. I think it's very American saying, because I think just like into infinity, just over and over and over again.
In perpetuity.
Yeah. In perpetuity. I don't know if that's even, I've said it right, but that's a new word that I haven't said before. And I think it means into infinity and over and over again. Yeah. So there we go. Learning something.
You know the word to encourage?
Yeah.
Is that like something to do with the word courage? Like, are you trying to like give them the courage? I encourage you.
Yeah.
I give you the courage to do this.
To do a thing. I like that. Yeah. I've actually never thought about that before. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're trying to just make someone do something, but you're trying to give them the courage.
Yeah.
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 So anyway, that's that.
Was there any other topics?
Things going on. Had to pay an inconvenient amount of money.
An inconvenience tax. Yeah.
To get my fucking car back. We were out for dinner, and you know what? I'm pissed now. I'm pissed. Okay. Okay. There's two lenses I'm gonna come at this from, where we were out for dinner.
Yeah.
Just having good chats. Everything was lovely. We were in the city centre. We finished the dinner, get a sweet treat, got some ice cream, go back to the car, go to the car park where I had parked my car, an underground car park, and the shutter is down, baby. My car is stuck in this car park.
20 past 10 p.m.
Yeah, 20 past 10 at night. And I was like, fuck. I had not even crossed my mind that is something that would happen or could happen. I couldn't believe it. So, stuck in the city centre, no car. Thankfully, this lovely gentleman dropped me home. But I'm pissed now, okay? So, extreme ownership. That was the frame I had to come back to, where I was like, okay, this is my fault. I didn't check when the car park was closing. I didn't think to check if the car park was closing. This is my fault. I just have to own it.
But,
yeah, stupid tax. But now, having gone back to this car park, there is 3 different signs that say 3 different closing times for this car park. I'm pissed. So there's one sign that says the car park is open Monday to Sunday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Bear in mind, I drove into this car park at 7:30 p.m. So that one's not right. There's another sign on the other wall, directly opposite the first one, that says the car park is open Monday to Sunday, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Okay. I hear you. I hear you. That's fine. You have it written somewhere. You drive down the ramp into this car park. There's a big old fucking sign that says this car park closes at 11 p.m. How is there 3 different closing signs within 10 meters of each other? I didn't read any of them, so that's again my problem. I only read them in hindsight. But come on, brother. I think I'm going to send them an email and just be like, yo, give me my €35 back.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. Thankfully, it was fine. I didn't need my car for anything. I could make my way back into the city centre the next day and get my car. But come on, man.
You know, when we were all walking back to the car, we passed like a couple of car parks.
Yeah.
All 24
hour car parks. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm never going to make that mistake anyway. Like, it's the stupid tax. That's the way I look at it now. Extreme ownership, and that's the stupid tax.
Yeah.
That money was the stupid tax for
for not looking at the
for not reading the sign, for not planning.
The right sign as well.
Yeah. I should have been able to discern which of the 3 signs was the correct one as well.
Yeah, I wonder, that would have been tricky.
Yeah, and there was no one even, whatever. There was no one when I went back in the little office area. There was no one even there that I could have talked to or asked. But alas, it is what it is. We live and we learn. Extreme ownership. It was my fault. It was my silliness to not check or plan beforehand. And now I will check and plan in the future. I was pleasantly surprised. I don't know what your interpretation was, that I wasn't that angry about it. Like, I wasn't that annoyed by it. It was kind of, this is the reality of the situation, that I can't do anything. I can't open the shutters myself.
Yeah.
So I must just accept what is. I was very Zen Buddhist monk of me.
Yeah.
Just accept the reality of the situation,
Yeah.
take the ownership that it was my fault, and then do whatever needs to be done to get it to the next day. Whereas before, I would definitely be like, oh, this is fucking bollocks. This is bullshit. This stupid fucking car park. It's their fault. It's their fault that I left my car in there for too long.
Yeah. Else would have like remained.
Yeah.
The mood would have then
stayed.
remained. Yeah.
Like I was saying, oh, I'm pissed now. I'm not actually pissed. It's fine. It's not a big deal. But crazy.
So
Definitely
check the
car
fucking
parks.
times. Yeah. I think when I reflected on it, I was like, locally I might check the time in like a kind of small, dingy little car park.
Yeah.
But when it's in the city centre and it's like feels so active, it's like I would have wrongly assumed as well.
Yeah.
That
it would be fine. Like you just wouldn't even.
Yeah. This is just permanently open. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, lesson learned. Learn from my stupidity, everyone else, so you don't make that mistake.
Yeah.
What else? What is going on?
What is going on?
Anything else going on?
You're going to bench Euro soon.
Yes, I'm going next Monday, then back the following Sunday. That'll be lovely. Malta, same venue that we did Junior Worlds in last year. That'll be excellent. I think the weather is really nice over there. Oh, Westerns.
Is this the first pod since?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. Damn, it feels like... Don't know why, it feels like longer since the comp. What day is it today? Thursday. And I go home on Sunday, yeah. It was good. It was fun. It was good. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Squatted 282.
Big.
That was good. That was fun for two reasons. One, in training, this training cycle was really good, and I've been harping on about that. About prior to the training cycle, I felt so bad that like 282 was a distant dream. Like 250 would have been a big ask back when I started the macro cycle. If even, to be honest, if I was even in a point where I could squat 250, I just was not feeling good at all. So to get back up to this point already feels good, but in saying that, the most I've taken in training is 252. So those are 30 kilos
that's
up.
Big,
yeah. Now it wasn't for singles like I did it for 3, but still. Then bench.
Tell him. Man, let it out. I want to hear some vitriol.
Yeah.
I want to hear some vitriol. I want to hear some venom in this one.
I don't know if I have any venom, dog.
Man, I want to see some venom.
Someone tell us, why do we lift on carpet?
Yeah.
Why are we benching on carpet? Why? Do you know?
Why are we benching on carpet after people have been deadlifting and talking the fuck out of the carpet? Riddle me that one. Why are we benching on the slippiest carpet that ever has been?
Because here's the issue. The only argument, other than it's just the way it's done, the only argument I've heard someone make, and I still don't fully understand it, is it's easier to clean. You can hoover it or something. Gyms have been using rubber mats for the length of time gyms have existed.
Yeah.
So in no gym is there a carpet, and I have to clean the gym every day.
Have we ever thought of a extra little carpet?
Dude.
How about you just get a extra little carpet you put out for bench? Man, you can buy them in Home Store and more for €5.
Wait, like a rubber mat?
Just anything. Yeah. How about we just, if you have the carpet because it's like easier to clean for whatever, how about we just put an extra little thing on top when it's bench time so that your feet are not slipping and sliding and ice skating all over like Bambi on ice trying to do some bench press.
Man, you know what I'd be doing? I'd be buying like 20 rubber square mats for the competition.
Yeah.
For the however long the competition is. For a weekend comp, you might only need like 2, or you place after every session 4, and then for Worlds, you buy a ton because they have fucking tons of money because of how much money is there. It's not that expensive to buy a bunch of rubber mats from a fucking farm, and you put them down because why? I don't understand why we use carpets. With that, I was setting up, and just like from the get-go, the carpet was mega slippy. A lot of people were banging on about the bench pad, like maniac. Man, I've noticed that isn't what makes the difference.
Yeah.
That's not what makes the difference at all.
It's the carpet.
It obviously makes a difference, and when you're on shitty benches, and this bench pad is particularly like hard. So
Rubbery.
like if you can bench the most on the most optimal pad, this might take off a couple percentages. But when your feet are just like doing like a fucking shimmy, it doesn't matter.
You're trying to fucking Larson press here.
Just trying to basically,
One arm
and like,
max.
I don't like, obviously it's a level playing field. Everybody had to use it.
Yeah.
So it's not like I got hard done by. Maybe my technique is in the bracket that uses a little bit more reliance on the leg than other people's. That's fine. That's always going to be the case. And in saying all this, like, I still benched. Like, all you do is, suck it up and you get through the day, and that's fine. I just think, why use a carpet?
If there's better alternatives.
Yeah, like, would you not want to see people benching more with a rubber floor? Is that not like, I think that's big. So I benched 185, which is pretty cool. I've never been strong enough to be able to do that with like a mega slippy floor. But then, like, he said, okay, like, he gave me the options, and 190 was like, I actually don't think I have anything here. I either have nothing or I have 190. Like, I'm strong enough to press 190, but if I can't settle my feet, I'm not pressing anything. So I was trying to settle my feet. So I said to myself, okay, go and grab the bench with your knees.
Yeah,
because
so
you can
kind of fix you. It's an extra anchor point. Like.
Yeah, anchor. Though I won't be able to press too hard for my quads, I won't be flattening my body. Yeah. That's like that was the issue. You can almost, if I could have grabbed the bench, but the Maniac bench pad is real short. I don't know if it's the same length as other bench pads, but by the time I set up, my knees are gone past the end of the pad. So yeah, now, to be fair, I narrowed my feet quite a bit, so they were almost like grabbing the pillar at the end of the bench. So the side ref, correctly, if she was seeing that, didn't put her hand down, but the other side ref put her hand down. So the head ref could have just given me the start command. Yeah. So I'm holding 190 like 10 seconds PB. Yeah. I put it back because he actually said rack. Yeah. As I was putting it back, I was like, fuck this. Yeah, like, I can't hold this any longer. Yeah. Then I was like, okay. So obviously I had to widen my feet. Adam's like, widen your feet. I was like, dude, widen my feet. Looking, doing this dance with them. So I took it back out, and you can see the video, like, even worse than my second attempt. They're just like that. So it's nothing. It is a case of losing the strength through the leg, like the leg drive, but then also losing your upper body position. Just sliding down. So is what it is. Man, I almost think Larson press can feel better sometimes, because at least you can still like set yourself on the bench with your legs. So is what it is. I'm going to try get a pair of Vankis, because I looked at the bottom of them, and like, apparently what people were saying is like they think the grips on the end actually like just go into the carpet fibers. Because have you seen? I don't know actually if when they're fresh they have like particular protrusions, but man, Vankis have like, they reminded me of like Astros. I remember buying those and playing with those, so I'll get those. Annoying, but like there's going to be carpet at the next few comps. And probably for as long as I'm powerlifting, there's going to be carpet. So it is what it is, but also
an unfortunate part of the game.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that.
When it could be resolved.
Yeah, like, imagine changing all basketball courts to something super slippy, and it's like, it's just the way it's done. Yeah. No.
Yeah, but we changed the way it's done.
It's easier to clean. Who gives a fuck? It's easier to clean. Pay someone loads of money to clean it properly. And then deadlift, I just didn't have much in the tank. Like, again, most I pulled in training was 250. The whole training cycle, they haven't consistently clicked. I had gotten them to click a few times, but they hadn't felt like, this is the way over multiple sessions. This is the groove. So warming up, I was like, this is feeling heavy. Opener felt super heavy, so I was like, is what it is. I'll do what I can. That was nothing to do. Like, I was giving out with the carpet for bench. No, this is just, they just didn't show up. I didn't have a lot in me. 255, 267. 255 was so hard that I was like, 260 right now is going to be a fight. So we went 267. That was hard. Still looked fine, but it was so hard. So he gave me 280 because I've pulled that so many times and for so long, and didn't have it, which was frustrating, but just kind of inconsequential. Like, it doesn't matter. I almost feel like the bench carpet frustrates me more than not being strong enough to pull my deadlift, to pull my last deadlift. it's like that. All that is more info for Adam and my coach, and he can look at it and see what we can do with my deadlift. Experiment with some things, but the bench
equipment
carpet
is kind of just.
It's like, now I just have to buy something that tries to
hope
combat
that
the
it-
shitty floor. Yeah. But then I also thought, man, is like, I'm not podiuming at Worlds, so all of this doesn't really matter in terms of competition. And then in terms of my own lifting, similar to your 200, now that I think about it in your context, but like, say that's what I'm approaching, 200, it's like the next milestone is if I bench 200 in the gym,
That'll do.
I've
That'll
benched
do
two-
me.
yeah,
Like,
you know what I mean? Like, if I always have to subtract X percentage or 7 kilos or something off my gym PB, it's like shitty, yeah.
But
What? Like, it
Still do
doesn't
it, yeah.
matter. I'm alive, you know, I'm going to go home and smile. Like, it's whatever. And so if I love benching in the gym, I can love benching in the gym. That's okay. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's an optimistic note. Good. How was Finland in general? The trip,
Finland in
flying
general,
visit.
It was a flying visit. It was fine. Flew in early-ish. Flew home so early. It was good. It was good. Good
Nice.
people there. Like the Irish team that went, really nice.
Yeah.
Nice group of people, and lots of good time spent with them. Lifting was good. Venue was like 40 minutes away from the hotels. Don't understand that. And
I saw a picture of the menu as well.
dude,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
It felt like a step back.
Man, like,
Felt like a step back.
it's like local sports are held to a higher standard than
That.
having people drive 40 minutes to, you know,
School. all
a
that.
very like quiet, I'm not even calling it a town, it was like just about a village. There was like maybe a couple restaurants, a shop, and then just like grass in every direction. It's like, why not just put it in Helsinki?
The cost.
To save money, just use the money. Just you like, you don't need to,
To
save
grow,
it up.
to grow,
What
and
are you
then more
saving it
people will be
for?
involved. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more like nuance to it again, and you poke holes in whatever your statement. But it felt like a step back.
Yeah.
Seeing the venue for me, I was like, ooh, that feels like a step back. It feels like it kind of devalues the sport. Seeing that. Now maybe I'm just being persnickety, maybe I'm being prissy, maybe I'm a prissy princess. But seeing the venue, I was a little like,
Man,
it was a bit deflating. Or
I
something.
rarely look at a USA comp and go, oof, that looks shit.
Yeah,
Like, almost
point.
never.
Great point.
Why don't we, like, what are they doing? Maybe the USA has more accessible venues. Of all of Europe? Really? No, it doesn't.
Yeah, felt like a Don't want to harp on it too much, but felt like I saw it and I went, "Eesh." that's
Yeah.
yeah. Now that being said, going to Malta next week, that's a great venue. Keep doing it there.
Yeah.
Didn't see what Costa Rica was like, but still it's a cool venue. It's like better than some of the places that we've gone before for competitions.
Malta was great, actually.
Yeah.
And the actual, like, stage with the seating and everything.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
So hopefully it keeps moving in that direction. But it felt like when I saw this one, it felt like it was a misstep. It felt like it was a step back in the overall direction that it's going.
Yeah.
But I would hope that the overall direction is still strong enough that it's moving that way.
I'd be interested in hearing the argument for holding it in venues in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, porn land. Like. Huh? Hopefully people... No, the place is called...
The place was called Pornainen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, suits as well. Yeah, man. Yeah, I would love to hear the argument for why it was in Pornainen and not...
Has to just be like a cost thing.
And what, is there no money?
Maybe there isn't any money. Maybe there is no money.
Yeah.
And that's almost more worrying.
Yeah, I guess, to be fair, it's not like there's a ton of money coming in from spectators.
Yeah.
Like,
But is that because
and
it's in
brands.
dookie places, man?
And brands. Yeah, but like,
I don't know. I feel like we'd need to talk to people who are.
I have a feeling, I could be wrong on this, I have a feeling no one is going to watch powerlifting other than powerlifters.
Fair, yeah.
And there's not enough powerlifters to fill.
Until it's like Sheffield.
Until
it's
it's
like,
Sheffield.
There's stakes, there's money on the line, because people can understand money.
Yeah.
They can understand if this person gets this, they win X amount.
And do you think any of the people at Sheffield are not powerlifters?
No.
And I wonder, will that ever change? Like maybe with the growth of Gymshark and stuff right now, that they're involving powerlifters, there's a chance that when they hold stuff, non-powerlifters go.
Would see it, just regular gym goers.
Yeah. That's probably the closest thing I'm getting.
Yeah. But who's travelling to Pornane to fucking... What's it called? Pornane?
Man.
Who's travelling to Pornane to go to a sports hall to watch? Like, maybe someone who's like a really good friends with someone who's lifting, like the partner of whoever's lifting, and then the lifters who are there themselves. But when the venue's 45-minute drive away, who's even just going to spectate? When you are a lifter there, like, are you gonna add like a fucking hour and a half round trip just to like watch a session when you're lifting the next day?
What about Worlds? Let's imagine this, right? Worlds is in, they put it in Malta, say.
Yeah.
Right, Malta's a good spot.
Yeah.
I think if I wasn't coaching or lifting, the prospect...
I think your feet might be what's getting the focus of the camera and will be out of focus.
The prospect of... people it's going to be like the most replayed bit of the video.
It just fucking zooms in. We're completely blurred out.
The prospect of flying somewhere, taking off work and all that and spending all the money.
Yeah.
Sheffield is like the only
that
draw.
would be Is it spectator sport? Is it spectator friendly enough? That's a whole can of worms in and of itself, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't know.
To lift meat, bring it back.
And it's easier for us to say this now while powerlifting is really small.
Yeah.
Like, let's say if powerlifting was huge with like, I don't know though, like, based on the way a meet is set up, how can it even be huge? Having like leagues or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Where like Nonso's competing against other people in order to get to the top meet. And so like you follow your favorite lifters and stuff through the league or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and I don't like just like posing like a problem without giving a solution. But at the same time,
well, I don't have a solution, and I'd love to hear though.
Yeah, it's like I'd need to know more about like what's actually happening to understand what is the top. Like, why are we having them in these places? Because at the moment we're like speculating that it's to like money, and they're just like they're trying to just make money, and they're trying to.
I know that's true, but I'm also even just like on the bigger picture. I don't know if there's a solution to make. Like, people will argue Sheffield, but Sheffield is like a niche thing that is like a select few lifters, and the only people going to watch are powerlifters. So it's going to be held in a bigger venue. Let's see how much that's filled. It probably will be filled. Can you fill it again twice a year, 3 times a year?
Interesting. It's an interesting.
Needs to obviously like
line to go
there's
down.
commercialization and involved, and there needs to be like involvement of like bigger companies to actually bring money in.
Yeah, but then there needs to be enough demand for people to feed those companies, and it's very high level. I suppose Sheffield, the fact that Sheffield even exists now is a good sign that things are moving in that direction.
That's true.
And more money meets that are just like cropping up
Yeah.
around the place. That's a great sign for the overall direction that it's heading, I suppose.
True.
So we're trending upwards.
Yeah.
We're trending upwards.
Yeah.
Say that. We're trending upwards. But it'd be great to see the international competitions that aren't Sheffield also trending upwards.
Man, do a lot of the Olympic sports, do they bring in audiences? Or is there prowess because they're in the Olympics?
I wonder.
It's like, I could be wrong. I could be so wrong here. But like, obviously when Team USA are playing in basketball, obviously it's a big thing. When is there tennis in the Olympics?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like the other sports, the smaller sports.
Weightlifting is probably the closest comparison that we have. I saw weightlifting world championships. Insane. The production level.
Oh,
of it.
really?
Insane. I'll find the video and show it to you. But like so high level. The warm-up room looked crazy. The stream looked crazy. So I wonder what the gap is between weightlifting and powerlifting and how powerlifting could close that gap. Perhaps. Is it that it's just been around longer, that it's whatever? But like, I don't know. I feel like weightlifting is almost like, am I wrong in that assumption that it's like it's harder to grasp? Like as someone who's watching who's not involved in it? Because I have no idea like how impressive a clean and jerk or a snatch is. Like I'd have no idea what a good weight for that would be. Maybe most people are the same with squat, bench, and deadlift. Like it'd be the same thing. But I would think Olympic weightlifting is probably even a further step removed than squat, bench, deadlift. Maybe I'm wrong in that assumption, but I would think so. Maybe it's because it's shorter. It's only 2 like exercises as opposed to the 3. Maybe that adds a whole extra hour and a bit onto the watch time of a session. Maybe the rising bar thing makes it easier for people to follow. I don't know.
What other sports have one person on stage?
Not sure.
Maybe some dances.
Yeah. Shooting or archery or stuff like that, or multiple people going at the same time. I don't know.
I don't know either. It's like I'm trying to imagine. I'm sure there's so much research on this, but what makes spectator sports appealing for spectators?
Stakes. I think stakes are a big one. So like knowing that there's a lot of money on the line rather than just like a bit of pride. It is more like you want to see Sheffield, someone's going to win like 30 grand if they get this lift. You want to see that.
Yeah. How do you teach? How, like, I'm trying to imagine someone completely removed from powerlifting comes to Sheffield. They almost still don't understand.
Yeah.
Like who cares about this lifter who comes out for this lift?
Yeah. Try give as much context. One of the big things is like rivalries that people have been trying to be pushing.
It's like let's say one of them has a way bigger bench than the other.
Yeah.
So one rival comes out at the start of the flight, one rival comes out at the end.
Yeah. That's kind of increasing like the stakes again. There's more pride.
Like we get it.
Yeah.
But then like someone's watching, it's like it's not like they're punching each other. It's not like they're interacting with each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Well,
we can ponder. I would love to hear ideas from other people, like what they think would push it forward.
I imagine SBD has a lot of ideas going on. Yeah. Because is it SBD
that run
Houston right now?
Yeah.
Is that the conference coming up?
Yeah.
So they are pushing things.
Yeah.
So
and there's more of them cropping up. Like
yeah, and Sheffield itself, and maybe they make countrywide or smaller versions that build up to a Sheffield level event or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be interesting. If they had like a European only Sheffield and then like a continent only.
Yeah, and then the
winners and all join together or something.
Yeah.
Because you'd watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Explore some ideas there.
Yeah, I bet some people who are like really into the underpinnings of sport that like I don't understand at all.
Yeah, I'm sure there's people listening right now that have ideas that are
like, bro,
screaming at their phone. Are you fucking
put maintenance of sport, man.
And if you are, feel free to hit us up.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
All right. Wrap it up there.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much for listening. Thank you for watching. We will catch you in the next one.